And welcome to the live video show where we are live and we talk about the technologies that are driving live video from Periscope and to the still breathing Meerkat and Meevee and Blab and even Snapchat to the people who use the technology, because ultimately it's not about the technology, it's about the people and it's about the community. And I'm Joel Comm. I'm glad you're here. And speaking of community, I'm pleased to welcome to the show today my friend Ryan A. Bell. And the A, of course, stands for awesome. It does. Just admit it.
I love it. That's awesome.
Sure. When you were born, your parents looked at you and said, "He's awesome." Yeah, but we don't want that as the first name.
I changed it. It was originally androgynous, and they didn't know what that meant. So I had to change that when I was 18.
They had to pick. Is it going to be a he or a she? Because look, the facial hair is coming in, so let's just go with the he.
Yeah. I'm getting to that day. You know, it's the day that my wife says, "Hey, you need to take care of that." You know, it's on the cusp of homeless style, so I've got to be very careful about that.
You look mostly well kept.
Yeah, it's good in there though.
I did a little recon on you both before the summit and then before today, and you have a passion for Special Olympics.
Oh, big time. Yeah. I just got my letter from the president signed, and I've got it put in a nice little plaque and everything. So I'm going to put that up on the wall. But yeah, I coach swimming for Special Olympics, and I've done that for many years. I've worked with Special Olympics and special needs since I was 17 in some capacity.
Was that born out of someone in your family that had special needs, or did you just have a heart for helping those people?
You know, the funny thing is I just kind of did a little bit just as volunteer capacity, nobody in my family or anything. And then there was one year where I was a summer camp counselor, and I had the opportunity to decide between, sorry, I'm trying to decide which headphone setting I want to use, to decide between being a summer camp counselor for a cabin full of 9 kids or for one special needs kid. And so I decided to go special needs, and I just found out that I was so good at dealing with special needs and communicating in that way. And ever since then, I've just been like, okay, that's a language that I speak, and it's something I'm good at, and it's something that's fun for me. So ever since then, I've just been like anytime I can help special needs, I do. And Special Olympics is friggin' wonderful.
That's awesome. And that's, just another reason that you are completely and entirely legit and obviously all about people. By the way, with the headphone settings, if you could set it to the one with sounds of bacon frying in the background, that's the best one.
Yeah, as I get closer to 40, I recognize sounds like that as being things that I think of as sexy now. Like bacon is sexy to me.
Bacon turns me on so much.
Like you say bacon, and I'm like ooh. Instead of like 20s, I would have been like Ferrari or whatever. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm so not impressed by fast cars and expensive boats and big houses.
I'd rather have bacon. Yeah. Fast cars.
I would too.
Fast cars cost too much money. Bacon's cheap and good.
Well, welcome to those of you joining, whether you agree with the bacon or not. If you could please share, tweet, or post on Facebook, let people know that the Ryan A. Bell is in the house. I don't know if he calls himself this or if others have called him or if it's just the outright truth, but perhaps the most connected man in Periscope.
I call myself that. It's true. I didn't realize that when I was putting on the event that was going to be, my value to brands and to other things. But the most valuable thing that I like to do is to be able to connect big pieces and connect ideas. And when I can do that, it just makes me feel really good, because I'm like, I think I may have helped someone. I think I may have changed somebody's strategy. I think I may have done something really good. Like, seriously, think about it. Summit in New York, that's where Dan Moore and Mitch Oates met. you know, and now they're basically like what's the male version of husband and wife? I don't know, but they're there, you know, and like you and I met and Brian Fanzo met, and that's because, you know, and everybody used to say that I talked down on myself or I was too humble, but it's always what you do. And I am really proud of myself. This is a year of me like looking back of what I've done and what I want to do. You know, I don't know. It's just really cool
The two are not mutually exclusive. You can have humility and still be proud of what you're accomplishing. I think it's just humility is about keeping perspective that we don't really deserve the blessings that we have. I think that's what keeps us humble, as long as we recognize that, hey, we're all just regular people, and there but by the grace of God, you know, are we able to do what we do and to be able to wake up in the morning and be a part of this community. And that's you're all about that community. Some are all about that base. You are all about that community.
Oh my goodness.
And you're doing a great job of pulling everybody together. So we're going to open up the room in a little bit for others to talk, but I have some questions for you first. Where were you on the night of January 20th? No, that's not one of them. The first question I have for you is this whole thing getting started. What, when did you discover Periscope? And then as the follow-up, what made you decide, hey, gang, let's put on a show?
So one of my friends in Berkeley told me, he just came up to me. He's a pastor too. He's like, you'd be really great on Periscope. And I had no idea what it was. And it was, I think it was 2 months into Periscope's existence. And so I got on and I saw that there were already like celebrities. And I was like, oh my God, I'm too late. I'm too late for anything. And I fell in love with Sock Cop. I fell in love with a lot of people as we tend to do, you know, Josh Greenbaum. And I thought at the time, like, there was a guy named Bradman that was a big deal. And I was just like, this is so cool. And I was busy writing a book at the time. And so I would go onto Periscope before I would go into my office and write. And I would say, okay, I'm going to write 2,500 words today. And that would be kind of like my accountability partner for my writing. And I tell my audience that. I'd walk around the baseball field and do that. And that was just really, really cool. And I just kept thinking about how amazing the community was. And so I had this idea, and as I was walking around the baseball field, and I was like, we should do a conference where we get together and we should make this happen. And that idea kind of exploded. And people started talking about it. And next thing I know, John Legere was talking about it, the CEO of T-Mobile. And I was like, I don't want it to be a T-Mobile event. You know, I want it to be a community event. So it was a long weekend. It was a 3-day weekend. And I knew that the enterprise would be shut down. And I knew that I was going up against the enterprise. And so I got in touch with every large Periscoper that I could. And I put together the worst logo in the world and put up the quickest slapdash website that I possibly could. And by Tuesday, after working like basically 18 hours a day, I had something, and I kind of thought of it as like the splash that was too big to be unheard. And I had this roster of people that were going to be speaking at this event that I didn't have a location for. And everybody freaked out. And so thus began what was then known as Periscope Summit. And that's kind of the thing. And here I am, 30 pounds lighter, 5,000 years older, and I'm and this is where we are, you know, talking to awesome people doing awesome things.
Yeah, well, in the first summit, you had like 400 people show up for it. Is that right?
Yeah, it was 464.
That's amazing for a organically grown event that you just kind of pulled out of an orifice. Hey, I think I'll do this. To come together like that and have that much demand. Listen, for the last 10 years, I can't even count the number of events I've been to, spoken at, and seen people struggle sometimes to put 50 people in a room. And so to have that kind of traction organically is really an amazing thing. You had to look at it and go, oh my gosh, what have I done?
Yeah. I have such a respect for people that put on events and people that can put people together, and so when I'm doing a speaking engagement, I go there like I'm working. You'll see me like putting chairs out. You'll see me like come in and be like, what can I do to help? Because holy shit, it is so hard. Yeah.
Well, actually, what I saw you doing at this last event in San Francisco is just freaking out a whole lot.
Hey, screw you, man. I was calm and I was collected the entire time.
You were in the flow, and it was really tremendous. I mean, so the one in New York was so big. I remember seeing Brian Fanzo, who's lurking here in the room, and we'll invite him in a little bit. I remember him posting pictures and how impressive it was from his perspective, and how affected he was by it. That just a few months later, you put on this mega event in San Francisco, and I was honored to be a part of it, and just observing the community that you've brought together. It's so diverse.
It's amazing. I'm like, I feel like I just love so many people, and I feel like I owe so many people because we put this together as a community. Everything, maybe I didn't know that I was born a hippie, but now I get called a hippie because I'm all like peace and love and everything, and I just want everybody to get together. And I'm a father, and so my job in life is, for me, it's not about me anymore. It's about if I can do things to make the world a little bit better. And my God, I really feel that I can. And do you know how powerful that feels to know that you can do your part to inspire good in others? I mean, shit, do good stuff, man. I mean, that's what I'm completely about. Do good stuff.
It's funny. I just before we got done, I'm really loving Snapchat. I'm digging the crap out of it, and I just ordered 5,000 of these from stickergiant.com. Great place, by the way. I actually got to tour their facility because they're here in Colorado. My friend John Fisher runs it, and I just did a Snapchat series telling people I'm giving these away. And if you watch my snaps, you'll see how to get them with the self-addressed stamped envelope. I'll shove a bunch of them in an envelope, and you can stick them on your cat. They're awesome. So
Are they specifically cat stickers, or can you stick them on other things? Or are they just for cats?
They work great on cats. I think they're especially fun on cats because it just really hacks the cats off when you put stickers on them. And look, I'm all about, I think breeding cats is funny. I know some people think that's abuse, but I've never heard one of them actually say, stop it. I've just seen angry looks. You've seen the breaded cats, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I believe I've seen that. I do know that's a thing.
I might have to get a picture of a breaded cat here in a moment and show everybody. So community is really what it's all about. And so I think the fact that we now have live video, this, you wouldn't have been able to do this the same way even a year ago. But now with Periscope, you get on and instantly people all over the world are watching you and talking to you. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I know the world a little bit better. Like I understand people more, like before this year, I didn't have friends in the Netherlands. I didn't have friends in Australia. And now I have people that I talk to on a regular basis that I understand their lives and their families. And I think that's one of the most powerful things that we sometimes overlook, that if we understand other cultures in a better way, we get to understand our own. And it can kind of eradicate the hatred and the stupidity that can sometimes take over for people. I mean, I want to think as live streaming becomes more mainstream that people that are in my hometown in Georgia that may have never left Monroe, Georgia, are talking to people that are in Dubai, or people that are in Africa that they may have had some preconceived notions about. I think that truthfully, honestly, technology is about bringing people together. And as someone that likes to simplify technology, it's the new fire. This is people gathering around for the warmth of knowledge and the warmth of community.
Mhm.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And isn't it amazing at the event when these people who are used to engaging with each other online see each other in the flesh for the first time?
Yeah, the first time I saw you, like in real life, I came up and gave you a hug. Like,
Yeah, and then you stuck your tongue in my ear,
shut
and it was a
up.
little weird, but you know what? I feel simpatico with you, and so I kind of let it go. Next time, the other ear, please.
Yeah, you smell nice, so I'm a sucker. I'm a
Y-
sucker for that.
Your mouth sure is purty.
Oh my God. No, it's oh my goodness. We got cat pics, breaded cats.
Breaded cat pics, not just cat pics, but
That's really high res. The first one was really high res. I like that one. I like the first one a
yeah,
lot.
I have no problem with this. I know that there are some that might, but I will just say this to you: get a sense of humor.
No, no.
Wait, where were we before the cats showed up?
Breaded cat pic.
Before the cat showed up, we were talking to see Community, Periscope. You hugged me. Yeah, it was great. I mean, meeting face to face, got to meet your beautiful bride and your sweet little girl, and family. Right? It's like this is more than ourselves. We are together. The sum of the community we've built here is so powerful.
Yeah, the sum of what we do, it's kind of funny because when I first started putting the strategy together for what we were going to do with New York, except for get people in a box, you have to simplify everything. Like putting on an event is basically you have a room, you need to fill the bastard with people. But I thought about the fact that it was going to be a vortex. It was going to drag so many people and so much attention because we talk about digital eyeballs all the time. When you talk to Fanzo and I, we're always talking about the aggregation of eyeballs and the value of those things because people like you and I, and like most of the people that are in here, see payment in either money or visibility. And we got so much visibility out of the New York event and the San Francisco event that it basically, the people that had FOMO, they had fear of missing out because it was like, holy crap, you're stupid for not being involved in this because of all the value that's attained from getting with people, like Dan Snow, the history guy, who is massive. I mean, he comes from a pedigree of journalists and from like the intelligentsia of friggin' the UK. He came over and he's a smart guy. He made moves with Twitter and with Google while he was in town. It's just amazing. If you're smart, you can do anything. And if you're a hustler, I think I'm a pretty decent level of smart, but I'm sure as hell a hustler. Like that. That's where I'm at. I love to move the pieces.
Yeah. So, is this your office you're in right here?
Yes.
Are you located? You're located either near the restroom or the food because I see people coming in and out. So they either need to pee or they're hungry.
Actually, no. I'm kind of in a corner, but it's a busy day. I think on Fridays everybody's just antsy in their pantsies to get the hell out of here.
That is Friday, isn't it? See, okay, so for somebody like me, every day is the same. I'm in my 21st year as an internet entrepreneur, and I don't know what a job is, and therefore there's a weekend. I don't know. I sleep in until I get up, and then I do what I do, and doesn't matter what day it is. And so the mindset of being in an office space again is it's a paradigm shift.
Yeah. Oh, I completely know. I had 3 weeks in between offices where I tried to work at home. I have a back room that just doesn't get used, but I have 2 children. And so it was the least efficient few weeks. And I found myself, in Starbucks huddling over a computer. I think everybody's done this. And then you realize you're sitting there for an extra hour needing to pee, but don't want to lose your space. And you're like, no, I cannot be a Starbucks worker.
Well, there's something about getting out of the house that is good. When I was married and my children were young, I remember my then wife saying to me, probably the best line ever, so effective. She suggested that I get an office out of the home. And of course, that can be like, you're trying to get rid of me. And what she said, like, women take note. This was beautiful. She said, I can't miss you if you don't leave.
Ooh.
Remarkable.
She just dropped mic on you. That was.
Yeah, no, it was really one of the most brilliant things. She said a lot of really brilliant things, but one of them was that. And I was like, okay, how do you argue with that? It's like, okay. And it was a good thing for a time that I had an office with the staff, but now I'm a solopreneur again, and I'm home alone, which means I can get in all kinds of trouble here, and I love it. I'm going to open up the seat here. I've got Ryan A. Bell here in the live video show, and if somebody wants to jump in and talk to the most connected man on the periscopes, then please don't be shy. Come and take a seat. And of course, no surprises, but we have Mr. Cliff Bodenweiser of the comedy duo of Bodenweiser und Himmelblau. And he's got his I do this all the time. I'll jump on and forget that I haven't got my Manycam turned on. So instead of seeing my face, we show a logo. Hey, Cliff, how you doing?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, turn up just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. There we go.
Boom.
I'm messing with my new soundboard here, so trying to figure out how not to cause too much feedback. Ryan, pleasure to be in the room with you. Can you hear me okay?
I'm here, man. How's it going, Cliff? I'm gonna give you a good old follow because you've got cool hair.
You, Ryan. What, Joel, as you know, nice side cam. Let me turn this up. Okay. I wasn't prepared to come on. Oh my God.
But he clicked the button anyway. He's like, damn the torpedoes.
Really
What's going on?
What are you saying? Joel's talking over me. I can't hear.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to do the old-fashioned way. We're going to do it this way.
Cliff, we're going to take your broadcaster's card from you.
So, Ryan, I appreciate your words and the connection and your change of life when your kids came along and how things progressed for you. Now you realize you are a hippie now, and you want people to come together, and the technology and the connection and you being a hustler. And I resonate with all this stuff. I'm saying this is great to hear and experience you directly and hear from you about this, because they know me as the Blab evangelist around here a little bit, because of this platform finally gives us the ability to come together, do the digital eyeball thing, and do the facial expression. When Joel's talking, I'm always like crunched head, like, what is he talking about now? And same thing for other people. So you can see, like yesterday, I'm watching in the corner of my eye. Of course, I'm always watching myself on here, and watching somebody react. All of a sudden, I hear a big inhale, and I see this movement and a head twist. Without even looking at that person, I know what's going on over there. So, and we haven't had that. We've lost that over the years of disconnection, looking to the front of the room, one to many, not only digitally, but in the classroom, everything over the years, right? And I just really appreciate you saying it the way you do. You speak so well about it, and I just want to give you props, directly. And Joel, you're always doing good stuff. I think we're gonna do great stuff together here on this platform and other platforms that come along. Blab is not the end of the road, obviously. It's just a new beginning for us to really make these kinds of connections that we just haven't been able to do before. So I'm psyched. Appreciate being here with you guys, and this is the shortest Blab I've ever been on right now. I'm gonna X myself out. How's that, Joel?
Thanks, man. Cliff, it's nice to meet you.
We'll connect up. Joel and I are, I am the fruit of his loins. He said he'd never say that again. I'll say it for him, in a way, even though I'm a little older than he is. He launched the Bodenweiser und Himmelblau. One day he just said, I like these guys, and there we are. We're trying to do something together after a show on Tuesday nights. Joel, how was your trip? Good?
That was great. Traffic and Conversion was awesome. A whole other community, the internet marketing community, the event that Ryan Deiss, Perry Belcher, and Roland Frazier put on is just top notch. Several thousand people, classy event, and really amazing.
Yeah, Deiss. I followed Deiss. I got his stuff, and wow, he kicks it.
Yeah.
Again, Ryan, pleasure to meet you directly, and I'm going to kick it out so other people can get in here and say hi.
Now, Cliff, I like that you call yourself, you said a Blab evangelist.
Yeah.
I like that. When I first got on Blab, and I completely fanboyed out like crazy, and I was speaking at Podcast Movement the day after. It was on a Friday, just like today, and Furkan and Sean, the CEO and COO, and Brittany all came in the show, and they were like, and this was, I don't know, 9 months ago. It was a while back, and they're like, oh my God, he's fanboying out, and I was like, look, I'm speaking tomorrow, and I if you want, I'll wear a shirt for you guys. And so they TaskRabbited a shirt over to me, and I wore it the next day. And that was like, I always talk about that's like the fastest fanboy ever. But we're in this realm where if you're able to really dig something really quickly, then just do it. Like we're in this wonderful age of collaboration where if you're helping other people and you're cheering people on, then you're moving with them. 2016 is a very special time in what we're doing. So thanks, Cliff, man. It's awesome to meet you. I'm following you now. I'll follow you I'll follow you anywhere,
everywhere, anywhere, and
to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, if Joel likes you, then I like you, man.
Yeah, Joel kind of likes me. It's a love thing. But he hasn't stuck his tongue in my ear yet, so I'm looking forward to that day.
It's a good year for tongues.
Sometimes I don't clean them out well enough, so I do appreciate that once in a while. But the inspiration thing, now you've got me hooked in. And this is, and we do have an open seat. So anybody want to come in, I'll leave. But
Cliff's going to take over the show. I'll leave.
Blab Jacker number 2, number 1 is above me. But I appreciate the inspiration piece, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to inspire other people and change makers really to get their message out in the world. And that's what I'm about. And I'm leveraging my ability to speak here on this platform and other places to get people jacked up and doing good stuff and even bigger stuff for themselves, play their bigger game, get out there, make a difference, even if it seems small, even if it's I don't know, I'm not like Cliff, I'm not like Ryan or Joel, I'm not funny, I'm not naturally this or that. Nonsense. Everybody has something to contribute. And I agree. 2016 is going to be huge. And we're all inspirers in our own way. And we're definitely influencers. And that's the thing, Ryan. I appreciate you. You're a regular guy. You got a regular family. You're doing regular things like and you're not above us. And I feel that as soon as I get on here with you. I've never seen you before. And I'm feeling just this connection like Joel does with you. Like, this guy's on par. He meets people where they are. Yeah, he's a hustler, but he's not a bullshitter. He's playing it straight. He's giving us a straight story, and I know Joel will back me up on this later. I just feel this, and I'm really, I'm good at this for a long time. I've been doing this for 40 years. In other words, doing profiling and finding people that I resonate with, and it really comes every time. It comes back and says, straight up. But the point is, I'm not trying to promote me or what I do. I just sense that about you. I appreciate what you do. I've checked you out a little bit while we were listening in the background. And, if you're not following this guy and these two guys, you're lost. I mean, this is the future here. And what they're saying about this platform, which I do all the time, and beyond Blab itself, now that we have this connect video, audio, everything in real time, we can have 4 people on a screen plus, and all the stuff going on. This is a phenomenal place to get your message out there, tell your story, and inspire other people to move forward and change things. We have a platform. We're not limited by even Joel. He isn't even cutting me off right now. We're not limited by other people or
close.
You could. What did you say, Ryan? Tell me what it is.
He said we're getting close. He's about.
I'm out of here.
On the button.
Hey,
Cliff,
go to your side cam. I like
totally agree. Profile. Glad that you stopped in, and you are I am your father.
You are my father. We have fun here, Ryan. Stop at any time. I will track you down and have you on a show or something in the near future, because I love what you're saying and I'm all about it. Joel, I'm gonna beat you to the X, baby.
There he goes.
He did.
That was like Harikari right there. He just fell on his own sword. We actually have some of our own languaging here on Blab, just like over on Periscope. And when we collaborate on Blab, it's called co-blaboration.
Ooh. Collaborate.
Yeah. Yo, stop. Collaborate and
Oh my
listen.
God.
Right.
Dude, you're killing me. You're just killing me. Like
So, here's the thing. It's Blab offers the opportunity to recognize and lift up other people, and both Cliff and Bruce Himmelblau were regulars on Blab Talk Live, and I just love the fact that their names sound so good together. And Cliff is more of the extrovert, Bruce is more of the introvert, and I said, you guys should start a show and call it the Bodenweiser und Himmelblau Hour. and they did. And we launched it off of Blab Talk Live on Tuesday night. They come right after us. So now it's like must-see Blab TV on Tuesday nights. Hey, James, how you doing?
What's up, James?
We can't hear you.
No audio.
Pull into the microphone. Yeah, we got nothing. But you look good. You're looking sharp there.
I like the shirt and everything.
But yep, shirt looks good. And sign language.
The sign language looks bad. The sign language
I think he said he wants 10 milkshakes. That was 10 milkshakes. Yeah, go ahead, jump out and get your sound fixed up, and then come on back in, and we're happy to have you here. And if anybody else wants to join us here, then please feel free to come on in. I believe somebody named Mark wants to join us. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Good, Joel. Ryan, how are you guys?
Good to see you.
Your hair is looking so sweet today. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He looks like was it Johnny Rocket? Who's that? He
does.
Johnny Bravo.
It's freaking Johnny Rocket.
Johnny Bravo. It's Johnny Bravo, right?
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Should I change my Twitter handle?
You should. It's
dude. I'm following you just to see if you do.
Oh my God! Look at him. He's gorgeous. What's going on here? Let's mute him and just look at him. Let's just mute him and look at him.
I got a little bit of a gray spot though, right there.
Oh, dude, you're telling Noah about the flood here. Come on.
Hey, I think the gray hairs are about to come on in mass.
You've got.
Are you single or married?
He's got a child on the way, a little boy on the way in just a few weeks, right?
1 week from today.
Congratulations. Your wife will just fall more in love with you as your hair, salt and peppers, chicks dig it.
Well, her dad.
I always said I don't care what color it turns as long as it doesn't turn loose.
Yeah, exactly. She's used to bald guys, so I think this will be because her dad and grandpa, everyone was bald, so she's not really sure how to feel about gray hair, so she'll have to deal with it.
Well, what's on your mind, my friend?
Hey, I just wanted to jump in and say hello to both of you fine gentlemen. You both sort of were instrumental in getting me and now our company involved in this space. We're kicking off our own Blab series starting Tuesday of next week. So Right Side is starting a weekly Blab series as well. So
what's it going to be? Tell us about it.
It's going to be all about domain names, the way that people creatively use domains. So our first one is going to be 2 days after Valentine's, and we're going to talk to a engaged couple that's using a .rocks domain name and how that's been instrumental in allowing their family to sort of all come together for their wedding, and then a marriage efficient who is from Australia who is using another one of our domain extensions. So we're going to try to swap it out on a weekly basis. I think we've got Ryan on deck to do a fun one about domain addicts and the way that you can become addicted to buying domain names and creating these things.
It's true.
Thinking you've got the next great idea and then just buying up swaths of domains. So
over my 21 years in the internet business, I've owned, I don't even know, at my peak, I think I had 600 names, and the past few years I've been in recovery and have let so many expire. In fact, I'm letting some 3-character .infos go. I've had them for a dozen years, and they're no good, and they're not worth anything to my knowledge, and I'm finally letting them go. So my name is Joel, and I'm a domain addict.
That's how I'm going to start mine. That's awesome.
I definitely think we need to, and definitely if you're free, Joel, feel free to stop by. We'll open up a seat for you, and you can.
What time is your show going to be?
I think it's going. Ryan, do you remember? I don't remember exactly what time it is on that day. I'll have to go back and look. So yes, Cliff, it is already scheduled. So we can take a look and see when that actually is. I think it's on the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, sometime on the 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd is Confessions of a Domain Addict. Yeah.
So both of you guys, I have a question for you. What is your favorite unused domain? So a domain you have in your collection that is parked.
I honestly, I can't say. It's really, it's too bad. It's really funny. I can't say.
Mine is.
You can tell us anything.
Mine is pretty good. It's stripperfitness.com.
Oh, that's really good.
Okay, Ryan, yours can't be any worse than that.
Okay, let me.
I'll tell you mine. I've owned contentblaster.com forever, and it's such a powerful name. I just want to blow up content, and it's never had anything there. It's just sitting there.
I feel like that should be like a cartoon character, Joel. Like you should build like a cartoon series around the Content Blaster.
Totally, because I need something else to do.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, let me put that on my to-do list with the 3 books that I'm writing this year and the 2 others that I want to get done, and the articles that I'm writing for Inc. and Entrepreneur, and the 3 blabs I'm doing a week, plus the casual ones and the periscopes and the speaking gigs and the product launches. And amazingly, it still doesn't feel like work.
Is he going to show us? He's not going to. He's going.
I've got too many really bad ones, like princessdaddy.com. I thought it was funny, and I was trying to get one of my gay friends who's a father to do a blog under Princess Daddy, and I always loved that one. And then let's see, Screaming in Stereo, another one about having 2 kids. I like that. It sounds like a rock star. But then I have really bad ones like Sharticles, InvisibleHerpes.com. But my favorite of all time is MossPantalones.com, which, just more pants.
My pants.
It really, it just I don't know. It just tickles me. I don't know, because I'm a child. I'm a very, very stupid child.
No, I love it. I think it's great.
I did buy Dos Cervezas Por Favor.com.
That's pretty damn good.
Of course you did.
I was at dinner, several beers had been consumed. So I'm like, oh, this would be great. So I bought it. Didn't do anything with it. So
I own the antisocialnetwork.net. I thought it would be fun to set up a page called the Antisocial Network where you sign up, but you can't make any friends. No connections to be made.
Look what I have, Joel.
What is it?
The new Kodak 360 Pix Pro SP360.
Oh, let's talk about that a little bit.
Boom. Right.
Hey guys, thanks for letting me jump in.
Thanks, Mark. Hey, congratulations on the pending fatherhood.
Man.
Thanks. I'll let you know when he gets here.
Awesome. Take care, brother.
That hair is going to change soon, bro. See ya.
Talk about this little Kodak gizmo you got there.
So it's funny because we're talking about domains, and I always think about the language of the internet and the way that things communicate with each other. And so my friend from Kodak came over, and I'm really interested in connecting VR with influencers. I think that that's a really important thing that's going to happen in the future. And so I'm doing an event here in LA on the 21st. It's going to be sponsored by Kodak, and we're going to have some VR people that are going to be talking about the future of live streaming and the future of 360 video and all that stuff. But the reason I grabbed this is because he was. I asked him. I was like, "What's your hashtag?" And I think the hashtag was join 360 experience now.
You got to be kidding me.
And I said that to him. I was like,
it's a book, not a hashtag.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I was like, the perfect length for a hashtag is like 6 or 7 characters. This is not right. And he said, so what about the hashtag SP360, which is the device's name? And I was like, yeah, well, F, yes, duh. And he's like, this is very valuable information. I was like, that's what I do. I make sure that your ecosystem is healthy to tell your digital story. And he wrote it down. He was like, ecosystem healthy to tell digital story. And I was like, that is pretty damn good. But we're in this beautiful time, and no matter what people think, technology is meant for us to amplify or have a platform to tell our friggin' digital story. And this is just another cool tool to do so, 360 video and VR. So I'm going to be playing with this. I've already got my...
So what does that camera connect to? Is it will connect to your phone, or how's it work?
Yeah, it's got the little Wi-Fi, Dealy Bopper, and all that good stuff. So you're able to do it via Wi-Fi or to do it directly to the card, and then it's going to communicate with... you can put it on Google Cardboard or whatever, but it stitches itself together and everything. It's a really cool device. And one thing that I like about it, it's not fully 360. It's like, it's maybe 265. So there's a black mark where you can actually write in stuff. And I think that's kind of cool. So you're able to look around, but you can also brand it. So I plan on fiddle farting with the old Kodak 360 cam for.
Let's talk virtual reality VR here. It's CES this year. It had Robert Scoble peeing his pants. There was a turning point, a tipping point in VR. Unfortunately, I got ill and couldn't attend it because I wanted to be healthy for Periscope Summit. So I missed it. But VR is actually, it's arriving. I've got an Oculus Rift on pre-order to arrive in April. Do you have one coming as well?
I'm gonna order it like now.
So now they're shipping for July if you order now. So I figured I can try it, and if I don't want it, I could probably sell it on eBay for a profit and turn it over to somebody else.
Yeah, to some ding dong like me.
Let's talk about it.
I'm really interested in VR because you've got to, like, I was talking to Sherry O'Connor today, who is like, she's always kind of like what are you talking about? What are you doing? And then when she gets on and she starts doing it, Sherry O'Connor is like pretty much the lead brain and the organization behind Summit and the consulting. But I was like, all right, Sherry, I'm going to put it in a way that you can kind of understand. So you're not thinking about the applications that you're going to use it for. Like, say you're going to Florida and you're going to look at the Marriott or the Westin. You can put on a VR headset and then go in each of those rooms and decide which room you want to. And she's like, holy shit, I've never thought of that. I was like, well, that's because you're old and dumb. And she's like, stop trolling me. And, I was saying, every simple application, like, you're going to be able to lay in bed and read your book or whatever. You have to realize that it's not just about doing first-person shooters or video games like that. It's showing your world and being able to tell a digital story in a new way and seeing a movie with your friends. And there are going to be ways that it's going to be social. And I think that the VR creators that are thinking about the social aspect, that's one of the reasons I'm interested in Sony, because they're going to have headsets that are going to be, you're going to have 4-person games and stuff. That's kind of one of the things that I'm thinking about.
Well, imagine, so right now, Snapchat and Periscope, we're sharing our experiences with people who are tuning and watching. But imagine them wearing a headset and actually, like, if I go for a walk, they could actually be like walking right next to me, right? Seeing what I'm seeing as I'm going. The ability that it's going to have to take us places that we aren't,
right,
is mind-blowing. And I think, especially for like concerts, right now concert tickets are so incredibly priced. I bought tickets I'm an old guy, so Daryl Hall and John Oates are on tour, and they're coming to Red Rocks here in Colorado, which is the best place to see a concert in America. If you've never been, you have to see a concert at Red Rocks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google that. Google Red Rocks Amphitheater, and you'll know why. And I went on and I bought tickets this morning, and it was like 2 tickets, I don't know, 15th row or something, were, I think, with tax, $270. Now imagine this. Concert promoters start putting a 360 camera right front and center of the events. And now anybody with a VR headset can buy a ticket and watch that show from front and center as though they are standing right there in the audience with the performers right in front of them. How many tickets can you sell for that seat? As many as you want.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Same thing for sporting events.
We sold out. No, the hell we didn't. We didn't sell out. My first VR experience was with Jaunt. I was talking to the people at Jaunt, and I think that Jens Christensen is brilliant. If you guys don't follow him, he's one of the guys that I'm like I think he has like 500 or 400 followers. Last time I tweeted him out, and I was like, this guy is going to be a big deal at the end of the year. But anyways, my first experience in VR was seeing Paul McCartney play at Candlesticks Park, and they had two things. Have you done that one before?
I haven't. I can't wait.
So I was standing there next to Paul McCartney as he played the piano, and then they switched cameras, and I was looking down at the crowd and then able to turn and look at Paul. I was on the stage, and
like an out-of-body experience, right?
My breath was taken away, and I was just like, oh. And I started to really think about all the applications that were going to be cool. And, the thing that we need to do as kind of technology guys is talk about this in a way that people understand the impact. Because most of the people that we go to see at like VRLA and all these conferences and stuff, they're talking about the cameras and the innards of these things and all this engineering crap that nobody cares about. But if you tell somebody, holy shit, man, I was on top of like some mountains in Nepal and had this experience, then they're able to put themselves there. And you can say, I think one of the most powerful things that I say when describing VR is the scariest movie you will ever see in your life will be in VR. I mean, because
I won't watch that movie. Yeah. Pass.
I guarantee it's going to be something along the lines of saying it's like, like roller coasters, caution. If you are pregnant or you have heart problems, do not watch this shit. Like I cannot wait until Friday the 13th comes out on VR movie. Like straight up. Do you remember Friday the 13th? They did a 3D movie. There's going to be something that's just going to be something that blows our friggin' socks off. And if you think about it in a video gaming aspect, like remember, there's going to be something that's going to crush it in a platform way. Super Mario Brothers is what sold millions of NESs. Sonic the Hedgehog is what sold, and the Sega Genesis was less of a system than the Super Nintendo. It didn't have the quality, it didn't have the colors, it didn't have anything in comparison to the SNES as a system, but it sold more units because it had better games.
Picture this, Ryan, in years to come, and I don't know how soon it'll be before we have this prototype theater, but what we now know is a movie theater where we all sit in the seats and look at the screen. It's going to be where you walk into a room with a chair that swivels 360 degrees. They give you your VR headset and the movie that is filmed in 360 VR. You'll experience the film based on where you're looking. So the director might have the characters, here, but you could turn around and see what's going on the other direction. It'll be a completely immersive experience that will put you in the movie. So theaters are going to change.
It's so true. It's so true. It's going to be.
Hey, if anybody wants to jump on, we've got just a few minutes left, and this is your opportunity to speak with Ryan A. Bell, because I am going to respect his time, and we're going to stick with an hour. That means we have 8 minutes.
And I've got to go on to a blab with Alex Kahn right after.
Oh, perfect. Back to back.
Which is who you were with last week.
Yeah. So your own people here are asking questions about the difference between AR and VR. So what would you like to take it, or would you want me to?
I'll take it. I don't mind.
Go for it.
VR is virtual reality. AR is augmented reality. Right, reality. Virtual reality is you're fully immersed. So just think of the big headsets. Augmented reality is you're looking at something in real life with a camera or with some kind of lens where you're able to manipulate things on screen. So Think of it this way. Like if you go into a store and you're pointing your iPad towards things on the shelf and it recognizes these things on the shelf, then the ingredients are going to be able to pop off. You're going to be able to look at prices and then be able to throw it up on there. Augmented reality is amazing and has just amazing business applications. So that's kind of the difference.
Cool. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm incredible. I am so looking forward to VR coming.
Hell yes.
It is definitely going to, and not everybody thought. When do you think we're going to have it? I have a LiveMac. It's a beautiful machine. When am I going to be able to have it hooked up in my iMac?
Well, the Oculus Rift is coming. It's shipping in April. You can go buy an Oculus Rift now, pre-order one, and if you haven't yet, you can have it in July. Now, it's going to be for PC only to begin with, and you can actually test your computer with their software to see if your PC is ready to go with it.
Well, why don't they have it for a Mac?
It'll come.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
It's funny because so many things come to Mac and iOS first, and now we've got this where the developers are going with the PC way. It's just the way of the world.
Yay, PC.
I'm Mac. I'm with Mike on this one. I'm with Mike 100% on this one.
Thanks, Mike. Always good to see you. We're going to close out here in a moment.
Have a great day.
You too, buddy.
Thanks.
So with computers, it's the only time that you'll hear me say I go both ways. I've used Macs and PCs since the beginning of time. I think the fight between the two of them is ridiculous as discussing, which is better, Budweiser or Miller, right? They're both just beer. Who cares? I'm a big gamer, and so I'm on my PC right now with my 30-inch Dell and my killer gaming machine here, because when I'm not working, I'm shooting things, and it's superior to a Mac. But I have a MacBook, I have an iPad, I have an iPhone, and when I'm doing productivity or on the road, I'm using iOS. You can have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I've really gotten sucked in, and we have this conversation about Mac. My wife and I were kind of joking. If like all the Apple team immediately says, well, we're going to be neo-Nazis now. We're going to be the new Nazis. I'd be like, it's just too painful to leave. We'd be like, well, it's okay. It's okay. We're just going to let that slide.
Hey, Ryan. Dude, thank you so much. I know you've got another interview to get to. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us here on the live video show today.
I love that we leave this with neo-Nazis. Great. That's really cool.
Wait. Kittens, bacon, breaded cats,
Let's go
unicorn, all that. Hey, thanks again, buddy. Appreciate you. Anything I can do to support you and anything you do, you only need but ask.
I love that Brian's in here, man. Brian didn't even jump in. He's just in there like trolling in chat. That's awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a good job with it too.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go on and hang out with Alex Kahn. And thanks, man. This was fun. You're really good at this. I wasn't expecting you to have as much skill and be as handsome as you are.
Well, lots of makeup and years of practice.
Oh, my goodness. All right, my friends. Well, I'll see you next time. Anytime you need me to do anything, I'm down for you, man. And
appreciate it.
And for anybody watching, you can follow me at Ryan_A_Bell. Yeah, I know I have way too many friggin' underscores.
All the underscores. Yeah. Use them all.
I need to change my Twitter handle and have like 5 underscores, just as many as I could fit.
Or maybe just change your name to Mr. Underscore.
I like that too. No, it's whatever. Leave me alone, Brian Fanzo. I'm going to get out of here.
Fanzo, go troll him on Alex's interview with him.
That's Fanzo's basically, that's his part-time job. He and Sarah Moore. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Take care.
Bye.
And the live video show for those of the rest of you in the live video world, every week, at various times, but watch for the next show. I'm getting it lined up for next week. Of course, other programs on Blab include Blab Talk Live and the Joel Comm Show. Got copywriting expert Ray Edwards coming up next week. The guy gets big boku bucks to write sales letters, and you can learn a lot from him. So we'll catch you next time. Go do good stuff.
I will. Oh, goodness.